All right, what up, what up, what up? This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, we have a lot to talk about, and tonight we're going to talk about the Eagles versus the 49ers preview. And let me just say this, I am so stoked, so excited. And just to start off the stream, I just want to say that former wide receiver Nate Burleson predicted that Jalen Hurts was going to throw, or maybe not even throw, but at least account for 5 touchdowns for the 49ers this week. And I absolutely love it. And like, while it might be a little bit hyperbolic, I'll say this. It might be a little bit hyperbolic for that prediction. But is it out of the realm of possibility? Is it out of the realm of possibility for Jalen Hurts to account for 5 touchdowns against the 49ers this week? For the with the Eagles versus the 49ers game at home in Philadelphia? No, it's not out of the realm of possibility, and I'll tell you why it's not out of the realm of possibility. Because Jalen Hurts looked absolutely phenomenal in Week 1 versus the Atlanta Falcons. And if Jalen Hurts plays like he did versus the Atlanta Falcons, and we take into account what Detroit did and how they almost came back versus that San Francisco 49ers team, then maybe he can. Maybe he can account for 5 touchdowns in this Week 2 matchup of the regular season of the 49ers versus the Philadelphia Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, the very first home game of the 2021-2022 season for the Philadelphia Eagles this week. And I am so stoked about it. Let's just start here. Look, we're going to talk about my worries for this game. We're going to talk about my pros and cons, and we're going to talk about much more. We're even going to recap on the other game. We're going to touch on the other games as well, and even recap on Thursday night's game. And hey, Taylor Heineke played well. Backup quarterback for the Washington football team. He played really well. And I've always had a soft spot for Taylor Heineke, especially how he did in that playoff game last year. Filling in, and how they almost beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so I have a soft spot for Taylor Heineke, and I thought he played well versus the New York Giants. But it's the New York Giants. It is the New York Giants. And before we jump to the Eagles versus the 49ers preview, we're going to touch on a few things. But first and foremost, King Miro, welcome to the chat, my man. Giants suck ass. How the fuck do they jump off the line when the ball is right on your face? I have no idea. It's a great question. I have no idea. But first things first, I do want to talk about that game a little bit. So Daniel Jones had a long run that was called back by penalty. Daniel Jones got some wheels on him, man. Daniel Jones has some wheels on him. And you know what that tells me? And trust me, I know, as an Eagles fan, I know that Daniel Jones has wheels. Because we saw it last year. We saw him kill us with the wheels last year. It tells me that the Giants don't know what they're doing from a scheme standpoint to put this guy in the best position. And am I saying that Daniel Jones is an elite level quarterback if the scheme is better? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying maybe his development could be a little bit better placed if the scheme was a little bit better. That's all that I'm saying. And I'm saying this. They could probably utilize a scheme like the Dallas Cowboys do, or like the Philadelphia Eagles are with Jalen Hurts for Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones has the wheels. That's what I'm saying. Maybe the Giants could find some success if they did that, and they're just not. And that's the thing. And I honestly think that the coaching is bringing the Giants down more than their quarterback play. Yeah, is the quarterback play a part of it? Of course, the quarterback play is a part of it. But I honestly believe this: the scheme is a huge part of it as well. And Where does the scheme come from? The scheme comes from the coaches. What is your job as a coach? Your job as a coach is to coach your players. Your job as a coach is to put your players in the right position. You got to do a better job. You got to do a better job as a coach to put your players in the best position to win. You got to do your job as a coach to find what your players do best to win the football game. And this is my belief. Daniel Jones has wheels. Daniel Jones has wheels, and they can run the read option with Daniel Jones. They just need to do it a little bit more and effectively. And I believe that will lead the Giants to more wins throughout the regular season. But let's go ahead and move on to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the 49ers preview this week. Starting cornerback for the 49ers, Jason Verrett is going to be out. And therefore, guys, things are looking up for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, are our wide receivers young? Yes, they are. Are our playmakers young? Yes, they are, with the exception of our tight ends. I mean, Dallas Goedert is what? He's turning 27 this year. Zach Ertz is turning 31 this year. Okay, but yeah, they can still ball. Here's the thing. Our wide receivers are young, but they're taking steps in the right direction. We saw what they did against the Atlanta Falcons. If Jason Verrett is out, that's their best cornerback that they have on defense. Devontae Smith against the backup cornerback? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yes, of course. Of course, we're going to take advantage of that. Of course, we're going to take advantage of that. I expect Quez Watkins and Jalen Hurts. I expect the deep shots this week, and that's what I'm getting at. That's exactly what I'm getting at. I expect the deep shots this week. Philadelphia Eagles did not take a lot of deep shots last week. And you know, we saw that unfold in last week's game against the Atlanta Falcons. And you know, obviously the offensive coordinator Shane Steichen came out and said, you know, we were planning on it, but they just weren't there. You know, it's hard to say. You know, that's hearsay. That's hearsay. That could be fluff talk. We don't know. But I'll tell you this. If they plan for it this week with cornerback Jason Verrett out for the 49ers, they're going to find some success. I expect them to do like play action stuff to Quez Watkins deep downfield. And if they do it, they're going to connect. Whether it's Quez Watkins or whether it's Devontae Smith, or maybe it's even going to be Jalen Hurts. But here's the thing. Quez and Devontae Smith are the faster guys. And I'll tell you this. If they do it the way that Jalen Hurts looked last week, they'll be able to connect. They will be able to connect. King Nero says, I felt bad for Giants fans. I would too. Giants, the Giants are the bottom of the barrel. The 49ers are on the cusp. Here's the thing about not the 49ers. The Washington football team are on the cusp. And here's the thing that the Washington football team does not realize. They need to go out and they need to grab a quarterback. They need to go out and they need to grab a quarterback. That's it. They need to grab a quarterback who is versatile, who can get the job done, who can do the right thing, who is athletic, who is like a Carson Wentz when we thought Carson Wentz was going to be an absolute freaking stud. And Carson Wentz, I believe, can still be an absolute freaking stud. But they need to find a way to grab a guy that can be like an Andrew Luck. And honestly, that's the only thing that I'll really, really say that's positive about a division rival of mine, seeing as how I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan, because this is a Philadelphia Eagles channel. But I'll tell you my worries about the Eagles 49ers game, and that's this. Kyle Shanahan. That's my biggest worry. Kyle Shanahan's a good coach. Kyle Shanahan is a good coach. He puts players in the right position. We saw him do it with the Atlanta Falcons. Despite what my loyal follower, Toxic Falcons, will say, Kyle Shanahan will put players in the right position on offense to go and succeed. Their run game can get the job done. They have Deebo Samuel. They have all these other guys. They can get open. They get the ball in space, and get yards after catch. That's what they're great at. That's what Kyle Shanahan is absolutely great at. Getting his offensive personnel the ball in space and giving them the ability to get yak yards. So that's what I'm worried about. My worry is also this is the Philadelphia Eagles defense played great in week 1. Is it for real? Is it for real? Can they come out and duplicate their success? And that's going to be the key. That's going to be one of the keys to victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. If they want to come out and beat the 49ers in week 2, that's going to be one of the keys to victory. Can they succeed on defense week in and week out on a consistent basis? Now, yeah, we brought in guys like safety Anthony Harris, and yeah, that's a huge upgrade. That's a huge upgrade. We brought in linebacker like Eric Wilson. Yeah, that's a huge upgrade based off of what we had. Alex Singleton playing great this season so far. Our defensive line is absolutely ferocious. That is where I think we will win. That is where I think we will win. The secondary needs to continue to play consistent football. The secondary needs to continue to play consistent football. And here's my thing. If I have a few other worries as well. I'll go here. Here's look. The defensive personnel on the 49ers is a hell of a lot better than the Atlanta Falcons defensive personnel. A hell of a lot better. A hell of a lot better. You got a stud middle linebacker in Fred Warner. You got a defensive line that has Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, guys like that. These guys can get after the quarterback. And that's one of my worries. How is Jalen going to do against this defensive personnel? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to pick up my microphone and I'm going to echo what Nate Burleson said. Nate Burleson said Jalen Hurts is going to account for 5 touchdowns this week. Reminding everyone how the Detroit Lions and Jared Goff almost came back against the 49ers in week 1. Jalen Hurts is going to account for 5 touchdowns this week against the 49ers. And the Eagles are going to win 40-24. 40-24. You heard it here first. King Miro says, we beat the 49ers last year with practice squad players at their home. Yeah, well, they were injured. They were, I mean, that's not fair. They were ravaged with injuries last year, and we knew that. So, King Miro says 40-24, you crazy. Yeah. Well, hey, I was right. Here's the thing. I bet one of my family members $20 this past week that the Eagles were going to score more than 30 points. And lo and behold, I was right. The Eagles scored 32. The Eagles will score 40 or more. The Eagles will score 40 or more on the San Francisco 49ers this week. King Miro says 31-26 Eagles win. I mean, that's a great prediction as well. I mean, I love that prediction as well. It's a phenomenal prediction. I love it. But I'm going to hold true. The Eagles will score 40 or more. Jalen will account for 5. And not 40. That doesn't even make sense. It just sounded like a good number in my head. Not 40, but 41. 41. 41 or more. 41 or more. But here's the thing. I'm not sold on Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just not. I think Jimmy Garoppolo had a good game because they were playing the Detroit Lions. I think Jimmy Garoppolo had a good game because they were playing the Detroit Lions. That's it. That is it. That's the answer to the question. That is the answer to the question. Jimmy had a good game. Why did Jimmy have a good game? Well, he had a good game because they played the Detroit Lions. Not much to be said. Matt Patricia is no longer there. Matt Patricia is a good defensive mind. Matt Patricia is a good defensive line. He's no longer a good defensive mind. He's no longer there, and you don't and look what we saw. So, D'Amico Ryans is the former linebacker of the Philadelphia Eagles and Houston Texans. D'Amico Ryans is the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, and clearly, he did not have a good showing, a good debut against the Detroit Lions. So King Miro says they almost blew it though, 41-33. My point exactly. And with this, and Jared Goff is, despite what people think, like Jared Goff is not a speed guy. He's not a speed guy. If there was any speed whatsoever ever in his game, like it was because of Sean McVay when he was with the Rams. And here's my point is this Philadelphia Eagles offense with Jalen Hurts is going to be fast. And if they're going to win, they're going to jump on this 49ers team quick. And they're going to jump on them early. They're going to jump on them quick, and they're going to jump on them early, just like we saw it within the Falcons game. I mean, this is going to be there's a possibility that it could be a demolishment, or there could be a possibility that I'm completely wrong and I'm completely out of my mind, and I'll take full responsibility for it on Sunday evening. Absolutely. No hands barred. But I have a phenomenal feeling. that Jalen Hurts is going to be absolutely phenomenal this week. Toxic Falcons, welcome to the chat, my dude. Welcome to the chat. I got the Eagles winning 41-24. 41-24 this week. Talk about it. And you want to know why? Because if the 49ers defense and their scheme under defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans, former linebacker for the Houston Texans and Philadelphia Eagles, was actually good, then they wouldn't have almost let Jared Goff, the Detroit Lions, come back in week 1. No way in hell. King Miro says 8% chance that will happen, LOL. I mean, hey, 8% is better than 7%. 8% is better than 6 or 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1 or 0. I'll take 8% all day long. I'll take 8% all day long. Tox Falcon says 17-12. You and your predictions. Here's the funny thing. Wait. Let's go back to this. Tox Falcon says 17-12. Tox Falcon says Eagles. So right here within between these two comments, Tox Falcon thinks the Eagles will win. Then he says Tox Falcons says the 49ers get a safety in the 4th. Oh, okay. I thought you said safety in the 4th to win it. Never mind. King Miro says, never mind 2%. Ha ha ha. I'll still take 2%. Just start Jalen Hurts this week. If you have Jalen Hurts in your fantasy league, start Jalen Hurts. I promise you. He'll get some touchdowns. He'll get some rushing yards. He'll get a rushing touchdown this week. If I'm wrong, you guys will get some free merch when I get my merch orders in. A free DB Talking Now t-shirt. I promise. Toxic Falcon says it will be 31-10. I can roll with that. 31-10 Eagles, right? 31-10 Eagles. King Miro says, my prediction is better, no cap. 31-26. I do like your prediction, King. Your prediction's good. Look, if the Philadelphia Eagles score more than 28 points, they're winning regardless. Our defensive line is too good to keep the opposing team from winning. If the offense scores more than 28 points. Toxic Falcon says no, a DB hoodie. Have you seen my shop? Have you checked out my shop on Streamlabs? I do have a DB hoodie. Toxic Falcon says we all want a free DB hoodie. All right. A free DB hoodie. All right. I'll keep that in mind. A free DB hoodie. Well, I gotta get my orders in. But I'm taking names down, and obviously, I know you guys well. So you guys are two of my most loyal. So So there's that. You know what I mean? I will make sure. But everybody should be rooting for Jalen Hurts. You want to know why? Because the dude deserves it. I mean, he's gone through a lot. I mean, let's just talk about it a little bit. Let's just. King Miro says, "Hell yeah, free merchandise." Yeah, I mean, when it can come. Tox Pocket says, I haven't. I mean, that's the thing. Here's the thing. When the merchandise comes in, I take care of my own. You know what I mean? So I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from the city of brotherly love. Like I take care of my own. So like I remember who's been with me from the very beginning, and you guys, the two of you, have been there from the very beginning. So much love, much love. Talks Falcon says I haven't seen Dak in a minute. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about Dak Prescott? I guess Cowboys fans. No, the Cowboys are going to be good. Honestly, unbiasedly as well. Cowboys are going to be good. Cowboys are going to be good this season. It's that week three game, Eagles versus Cowboys in Jerry World. That's a worry. That's a worry for me. I don't care. I mean, I don't care if the Eagles win this week 41-3. Rivalry games are always a worry. Rivalry games are always a worry for me. I always get the most goosebumps. I haven't been worried about the 49ers since 2000. Honestly. And I don't even know if that's even right to say. I'm never truly worried about the 49ers. Ever. Never really been worried. And like I have a really close buddy, and bless his heart, he's a flight attendant. He's probably flying the skies right now, or he's probably sleeping, honestly, because he probably has a flight early the next day. But he is my brother. He is my friend. We've known each other since we were young. He said this to me. He said this to me the other night because he had some time to come back to Arizona and visit. He woke me up a little bit because I was earlier in the week. I was like, man, Kyle Shanahan and the offense and Deebo Samuel and them and those guys and that defense. He was like, man, I've never really been worried about the 49ers. And this is why. The Eagles have phenomenal success against the 49ers. Every single time. Every single time they play the 49ers, they have phenomenal success. They always seem to be like they always seem like they're on top of their A game. And like the coaches are on top of their A game. The players are on top of their A game. Like everybody's on top of their A game, whether it's home or away. And I was like, man, you're right. You're right. And then Jason Barrett is going to be out this week, and I'm like, it's done. It's a done deal. It's a done deal with our speed, with Devontae Smith, Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins, Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. It's a done deal. Miles Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, Boston Scott, Jalen Hurts, all of these guys. It's a done deal. The game is already over. Talks fucking says, and your thoughts on the Washington football team versus Giants game? I already gave at the beginning of the stream. Sorry that you joined late, but I will recap real quick. I thought Taylor Heineke played great. I think that, and I thought Daniel Jones played great as well. And just watching the read option that they gave for Daniel Jones and watching how quick he was, running with the football downfield. I think the scheme is off. For the New York Giants. For that quarterback. I think that Daniel Jones would have a better time with his development if they got the scheme correct. And I think it should start there. They got to find the right scheme, and then that's how they'll really find out what they have with their quarterback. But here's the thing: I don't think that they're going to find the right scheme, and therefore I think they're going to move on from Daniel Jones. And I think that a team next year is going to pluck Daniel Jones, and then they're going to find success with Daniel Jones. Kind of how we're seeing the Carolina Panthers with Sam Darnold. And I understand it's only 1 week, but Sam Darnold came out and beat his former team in week 1. So we got to give him credit where credit is due. Docs Falcon says, you don't remember that dude named Dak? No, I don't think I do. I think I remember who you're talking about. I just don't remember his full username. King Miro says Dallas is going to lose to the Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. Yeah, I love Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is the real deal, and I think that Justin Herbert is going to continue to get better. You know, they have DeMarcus Lawrence out indefinitely. La'el Collins is out with suspension. Michael Gallup is out. It seems like the Cowboys have caught quite the injury bug. And we'll see how it pans out for them. But yeah, I see the Chargers pulling out a close one against Dallas, and Dallas is going to start 0-2. I think that their offense is going to still put up big numbers, but I think that the Chargers are going to match them this week. Score for score. I really do, and I think that the Chargers are going to eke out a win. I think it's going to be a shootout. Though. Hey, hold on to every inch of pride that you have. Toxic Falcon says, we beat the 49ers that Super Bowl season. Hold on to every inch of pride that you have. That's the key. (2019) You know, a buddy and I were talking about how long ago that was. Actually, the same buddy that I was just talking about. Yeah, we were wondering, was that 2018 or was that 2019? 2018 was the Rams versus the Patriots. 2019 was the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy G. I'm still just not sold on Jimmy G. That's just the matter of the fact. And so there's that. Miles Sanders will run for a $120 this week. I'm going to come out and say that. Devontae Smith will get his first 100-yard receiving game in his NFL pro career. And yeah, Jalen will account for 5 touchdowns. Enough said. But again, guys, that is my preview. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. And if you guys are willing or gracious enough to throw out some donations, you can visit streamlabs.com/DB Talking Now. Again, any donations are redistributed back into the stream so that I can bring you guys better content. I do understand. I do alternate between StreamYard and Streamlabs when I do streams, but I hope that's okay with you guys. Sometimes I just like a little bit more simplicity, and so I go for StreamYard, and sometimes I like a little bit more, content. So that's when I go with Streamlabs. But Toxic Falcon says Jimmy G can get the job done, not a Super Bowl, but big games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it depends on who he's dating. Kidding. It's a joke. Hey, right here. Eagles, baby. Eagles. You're here first. King Miro says, shit, Dallas week coming up next. Oh, yeah, baby. Week 3, my man. I'm going to be making crabby snacks and homemades. Nah, I'm kidding. Not crabby snacks, but I'm going to be definitely roasting some chicken wings. Hopefully I can get some hoagie material I'm gonna be making hoagies, chicken wings, streaming it from my house. These first 2 weeks, I've been, I'm gonna be going to. I've been watching it with my mom at the just at the bar that we like to go to. But that week 3, that Dallas game, I'll be streaming it from home. So, and there will be chicken wings involved, hoagies, all of the above. All of the above. Tox Falcon says, wait, you play Dallas next week? Yep, we play Dallas next week, week 3. Week 3 in J World. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And look, anytime we play Dallas, it gets me shaking in my boots throughout the week. It really does. It really does. They are good. They are prolific on offense. Even without Mike, or even without Gallup, they have CeeDee Lamb, they have Amari Cooper, and I'll tell you this: like Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott looked phenomenal in week 1. They really did. They looked phenomenal, and you can't deny that connection. You just can't. I don't worry about Ezekiel Elliott as much as I used to, in the first 3 years of his career, but now it's kind of like he's just not as good as he used to be. Tox Falcons says, wait, there's an Eagles bar in Arizona? There is actually a great question. That's not where my mom and I go, but there is one. It's called Phillies. And yeah, my mom and I go to one called the Lodge. My mom and I go to one called the Lodge in Tempe, Arizona. So King Miro says, gonna fuck them up. Well, we'll see. We'll see, brother. We'll see. I feel like this week against the 49ers is going to be a tall tale sign. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tall tale sign. And like, that is what a lot of analysts around the league believe, is that depending upon it's contingent upon how Jalen does against the 49ers defensive personnel, because of the fact that they do have, superstar middle linebacker Fred Warner back there. They do have defensive tackle Eric Armstead. They do have Nick Bosa. They do have these guys. Yeah, is Jason Verrett cornerback? Is he going to be out? Yeah, he's going to be out. I think for the Dallas Cowboys in week 3, and we're not there yet. And of course, that's going to be an all week. That's going to be an all week thing, baby. Like, we're going to be talking about that all week because it's going to be fucking Eagles Dallas week, my man. So we're going to be talking about that all week once it comes time. But all the same, like that's just going to be a different beast. You know what I mean? That's just going to be a different beast. And depending upon what Jalen does, this week against defensive personnel like the 49ers have, I think I'll feel a little bit better going into week 3. Toxic Falcons says, do Cardinals fans give you dirty looks when you wear your Eagles clothes? That is, oh boy, that question is, it's hilarious only for one reason. And the reason being is that Cardinals fans are like fans in California. Like, they're the biggest fair weather fans. It's ridiculous. And you can tell Patrick J that I said this. They are the biggest fair weather fans in the fucking world. Like they really are. Like, they really are. If the Cardinals aren't doing well, you know who they'll root for? Just take a wild guess. Take a wild guess who they'll root for. I want to see it in the chat. Toxic Falcon says Pats. Close. Very, very close. But no. They hate Tom Brady. Everybody hates Tom Brady. And so therefore they still hate the Pats. Even though Tom Brady's no longer on the Patriots. Take a wild guess. We were just talking about this team. That's your biggest hint yet. No. Toxic Falcon says Packers. No. Nope. No. Everybody loves Aaron Rodgers. Everybody loves Aaron Rodgers. It's not the Packers. We were just talking about this team. King Miro says the Cowboys. Yes. You're damn straight it's the Cowboys. And how far off can you fucking possibly be? You go from being a Cardinals fan in the NFC West, and if your team does bad, you root for a team on the NFC East in the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys. Why? It's like, and it doesn't even, here's the thing, it doesn't even matter if the Cardinals are doing good. They'll still root for the Cowboys. It's like, oh yeah, I'm either a Cardinals or a Cowboys fan. It drives me absolutely insane. Arizona is a melting pot. Arizona is a melting pot when it comes to sports. It always has been. It always will be. And I'll tell you this, you want to know why? Is because, yes, there is gentrification. Yes, do people from other states move here? They do. But it's not like the East Coast where there's absolute loyalty. It's not like the East Coast where they actually pay attention to the passion of sports. They really don't. They just say, oh, the Cardinals are doing good. Oh, yeah, let's talk about it. Oh, the Cardinals are doing good? Oh, you're talking about, this is the first time I've heard about that. I'm going to listen to you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to root for the Cardinals now. Oh, but they suck. I'm not going to listen to them anymore. But the Cowboys, I like the way that they look. And then they'll start rooting for the fucking Cowboys. It just drives me absolutely insane. Toxic Falcon says, don't tell me Cowboys. Yep, Cowboys. Toxic Falcon says, wow, agreed. King Miro says, ha, fuck them, man. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I can't this is where I live. This is where I live. So honestly, it's since Kyler Murray has been drafted, it's the horror of it has been dwindled down. And so there has been more loyalty towards the Cardinals. But it still resides. It still resides. I'll tell you that. Toxic Falcon says they are America's team. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. King Miro says they got fucked up by Arizona last season. Yeah, and they're going to get fucked up by Arizona this season. I think the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. I also think the Eagles are going to make the playoffs. I think both teams, and I'm going to say this as a prediction right now, is I think that the NFC East is going to have two representatives in the playoffs, and it's going to be the Eagles and it's going to be the Cowboys. I'll say that right now. Jalen Hurts me, my dude. I haven't seen you in quite a bit. Should I start Jalen Hurts or Ryan Tannehill this week? Do you really need me to answer that question? Come on. What do you think I'm going to say? Jalen Hurts me says, "Hey man, missed you. I missed you too, brother. I missed you too." Jalen Hurts me says, "I disagree with you. I think they're going to be one rep from NFC East, and it's the Eagles." Maybe so. Maybe so. And here's the thing: is if there is one rep from the NFC East, I believe it's going to be the Eagles. But if there are going to be two, I believe it's going to be the Eagles, and I believe it's going to be the Cowboys. Jalen Hurts me says, NFC West gets multiple teams in playoff. You looking good, by the way. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, just to recap, yeah, guys, I don't know if you remember, but I had the facial scars from my scooter accident that I told you all about, maybe a couple months ago. But maybe Jalen Hurts me remembers. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. King Miro says, "My boy Jalen is back." Yeah, man. Yeah. It's good to have all three of you back. Honestly, all three of you. King Miro, Jalen, you weren't the only one that was out for a while. King Miro was out for a while, but just remade his appearance, just the other day, and it's good to have both of you guys back for sure. Jalen Hurts me says, "Yeah, that's what I meant. It looks all healed up." Thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Jalen Hurts me says, "Yeah, is Slay still around?" Slay is still around. I hook up with him on his channel from time to time. So anytime that you check out his channel, actually, you guys should he does have his own channel, so you guys should like and subscribe to Big Play Slay. He does some phenomenal work as well, and he has some people come in and on his channel as well, and he does a good job. And then I sometimes make a guest appearance. So Talk Falcon says, "Man, I missed that live, but I was like, damn, did he get in a fight?" No, I didn't get in a fight. Yeah, no, during that live stream, I also opened up about my epilepsy. And so I have epilepsy. I've had it since I was 8, and I had a seizure on a motor scooter, and just completely fucked up my face. So King Miro says, "I just saw Slay yesterday with Philly 500. Really? Was he live with Philly 500? Like, did he actually join in? Like, called in?" Jalen Hurts me says, "By the way, I love the Cardinals team this year. You're in Arizona, right?" Yeah. No, hey man, the Arizona Cardinals absolutely demolished the Tennessee Titans this past week, and man, oh man, was I wrong about that game. I'll tell you this, like, I was completely shocked. Here's the one thing I did say is, like, I thought that it was going to be a huge test for the Arizona Cardinals and their will, and man, they did not disappoint. That's for sure. They went into Tennessee and they absolutely demolished the Titans. Talks Falcon says, "Damn, man, you good now, though." I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Talks Falcons? What do you mean? Tell me what you mean, so I can decipher your compliment. King Miro says, "No, we were in the chat together." Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Big Play Slay has been Big Play Slay is a follower of, like, all the dudes that I knew from the very get-go before Slay subscribed to my channel. Like he Like I knew that he subscribed to Philly 500, and I knew that he subscribed to Joey Shakes and Lord Brunson. Those are all guys that I subscribe to as well. All those guys are great. All those guys are great. Toxic Falcon says, I actually saw Slay in a Falcon stream. Yeah, you'll catch me in opposing streams from time and time again too. Connor King says, which rookie wide receivers this year you think makes the most impact? You know what? And I forgot to talk about this. I really did forget to talk about this. How about Jamar Chase? Huh? We were all down on him in the preseason, and he came out and balled out in week 1 with Joe Burrow. Absolutely came out and balled out with Joe Burrow in week 1. I think that Devontae Smith and so did Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle played great with Tua. I think all three of them are going to be neck and neck, honestly. But at the end of the day, at the end of the season, I think it's going to be Jamar, and I think it's going to Jamar Chase, and I think it's going to be Devontae Smith. You know what I mean? Going neck and neck. I think it's going to be a great year for these top 10 rookie wide receivers. I really do. I think this was a good bunch. That came out of this draft class. Forget the guys that they got at the Giants, though. Just kidding. Connor King says it looks like our prediction of Rashad Bateman and Terrace Marshall has been hurt. Chase and Devontae look good. Yeah, they look phenomenal. They really do. Connor King says, Rondell Moore was great for the Cardinals too. He definitely will get his yards with Hop and AJ Green lining up. Yeah, I mean those guys draw attention, so it's going to open things up for Rondell. So that's definitely true. Jalen Hurtsme says, I say either Smith or Chase, Rondell Moore and Elijah Moore has shots, but their teams have more established guys in front. Yeah, and Smith and Chase are kind of like predicted to be the guys and kind of are expected to be the guys. So they're being given more opportunities. And we saw that in week 1 too. So that's the thing as well. So I'm really excited. Honestly, like as biased as I am because I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I think it's going to be Devontae Smith. I want it to be Devontae Smith. I loved how Devontae Smith looked. I think he's only going to get better. And so at the end of the day, if you want me to be completely honest, I think it's going to be Devontae Smith winning Rookie of the Year. Fuck all of you all who disagree with me. Just kidding. One love. Much love. This is DB talking now. DB talking Birds. DB talking Philadelphia Eagles. But so far, thank you all for joining. Jalen Hurtsme says, who's the team you think everyone expects to be good that'll end up not making the playoffs? There's a few of them, so I have to decipher. Because I want to say Dallas, but I'm not even sure because I already said that if I do believe that there might be 2 teams that make the playoffs from the NFC East. And if there are 2 teams that make the playoffs from the NFC East, I do believe that there are, but that it's going to be the Eagles and the Cowboys. Patriots. I think that was my first thought, and I think I'm going to trust my intuition on that one. I think that everybody expects Bill Belichick to make the playoffs in this season based off of what they spent in free agency and because of the fact that it is Bill Belichick. But, they lost to Miami. They lost to Miami in week 1. And Bill Belichick doesn't lose to Miami. Like, I get it. Like, he had Tom Brady for most of his tenure in New England, but like you lose a close game like that. What was it? 17-16. if you're as clutch as your former quarterback, you don't lose a game like that to your rival. You just don't. You just don't. Especially Tua had an interception. Tua had an interception, especially when the opposing quarterback has a turnover. You just don't. We saw what Tom Brady did. I think it's the Patriots. It's a phenomenal question. That's a phenomenal question, Jalen. And I think it's the Patriots. Tox Falcon says, "Man, we don't play till 4 Sunday." Oh, that's okay, man. Hey, that gives you more time to eat more great food. Jalen Hurts me says, "I say 49ers and Bears should just hand it over to Lance and Fields already." I agree with the Bears statement. Jimmy did look good. Jimmy did look good this past week. I would like, and I had an argument with my brother about Justin Fields on Sunday night. And yeah, I think that they should hand it over to Justin Fields. I think that they made the wrong decision. But and I think they will. I think they will come mid-season. But we'll see. We'll see how that plans out. King Mero says, "I'll be watching when Tom Brady, the GOAT, destroys your team." Talks of Falcons. Yeah, Tom Brady's. Yeah. Jalen Hurtsby says, "Sorry if you talked about this already, but what do you think about Aaron Rodgers and his atrocity?" Oh, I think he's being a big baby. And it's not even just him being a big baby. Actually, I take that back. He's not being a baby. I'm not really sure where he's coming from, honestly. Tom Brady played, not Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers played absolutely horrible last week, and has no right to be offended. Has no right to be offended. And in his post-game press conference, he seemed offended. So, with that said, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say other than I think Aaron didn't play with enthusiasm, in the game, and I think that it's showing that he just doesn't want to be there. And I think this is what we all saw coming. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to play for the Packers. He doesn't want to play for this team anymore. He wants to be somewhere else. He either wants to be with Shailene Woodley in Hawaii or wherever the fuck, or he wants to be with a different team. Shailene Woodley is out making movies, and he's with the Packers, but he's not doing a good job. And so there's other shit that's affecting his play. And that other shit is, oh, okay, this is not where he actually wants to be working, which is a problem. So does Aaron Rodgers get traded before the trade deadline? There's a possibility of that. And I think it increased after this week. That's my belief. King Miro says 37-9 Bucks win. Jalen Hurtsby says, "Talks Falcons and DB. What's your thoughts on Kyle Pitts' rather underperformance week 1? The Eagles defense just played really, really well. Honestly, I mean, like, I don't want to take any more shots at Talks Falcons just because I took all of them already. Look, Kyle Pitts is going to be a good player. I still believe that. And I think that they got to find a better way to utilize him. He's a versatile player. They got to do a better job of like finding mismatches for that player, for Kyle Pitts. But our defense did a really good job of locking down both Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts. So that's what I have to say on that. And I was pleasantly surprised, honestly. I really was. So, we'll see. I expected Kyle Pitts to do a little bit more, but I didn't expect our defense to do that well. So there's two sides. It goes hand in hand. And I think Kyle Pitts is still rookie, right? So like it was his first game in the NFL, and he's gonna get used to it, and like he's gonna adjust as great players do, and that's what I expect from him. So I think he'll still be a great player for the Atlanta Falcons. And I think Talk to Falcons has nothing to worry about from their first round draft pick. For sure. Jalen Hurtsme says, watch any good movies recently? Yeah, I just saw The Game for the very first time. It's an older movie with Sean Penn. So I recommend that. I recommend going to see that. So go and see it. It's on Netflix right now. Psychological thriller. And if you guys aren't caught up on the Apple TV show Ted Lasso, phenomenal Apple TV show. It's in its second season, so you have a whole first season that you can kind of binge watch, and then I think we're in the 8th episode right now of the second season. So go and check that out. Absolutely phenomenal. Talks Falcon says that wasn't Pitt's fault. All blame should go on the head coach and O-line. In my opinion, Jalen Hurtsme. Yeah, kind of what I just said. Like they just didn't utilize his versatility very well. Jalen Hurtsme says, also thoughts on Saquon Barkley. He doesn't seem right since the injuries. Yeah, no, it's a shame. It really is a shame. Especially just being from Pennsylvania and Philadelphia and being kind of a Penn State fan as well. I loved Saquon Barkley coming out of the draft, and like that was the one thing that was really hard is like I love, even though he's a giant, like I still love Saquon Barkley, and sometimes players are never the same when they come back from injuries. Not every running back can be Adrian Peterson. You know what I mean? I still hope that is not the case for Saquon Barkley. I still hope that Saquon can resurrect his career and still be the amazing player that he was. Again, I think this is only his 4th year. So, he's still very, very young. And, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. I mean, obviously, as an Eagles fan, like, I don't want him to do well against my team, but like, he's an electrifying player, and he's very exciting to watch. King Miro says, no, it's just the Giants that make him look bad, in my opinion. And that might be true as well. And it goes back to my Daniel Jones talk as well. Is like, I don't think they're running the right scheme for Daniel Jones' strengths. Like we saw the wheels on Daniel Jones, and they could definitely run some read option with Daniel Jones. They could definitely run some more read option with Daniel Jones. And maybe they'd have some more success. Make things a little bit more simpler for the quarterback. That's for sure. That is for sure. Maybe that would earn him a few more wins. Talks Falcon says, is it just me, or do running backs only last 4 years in the NFL? It really does depend. Honestly, the shelf life for running backs, it is shorter. You know what I mean? I mean, look, we look at guys like LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy's great. And he can still produce, not at a very high level, not as high as he used to, but like he can still do a decent job. Look at Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon had a phenomenal week this week. and things of that nature. And so, I mean, it honestly depends. It honestly depends. It depends on how much you use your running back. Depends if you're using your running back correctly, and it depends on how you adjust. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts me says, is Patrick still around, or is he sad that Zach Wilson looked bad? Patrick, there was a couple months where Patrick and I were not in communication, only because he was having some phone issues. But yeah, he was upset. He was especially upset that Sam Darnold beat the Jets. So there's that. There's definitely that. Toxic Falcon says, I'll recommend Friday Night Lights. Is a great show. Absolutely phenomenal show. Great movie as well. Jalen Hurts me says, raw in sport, but Philly related. How about Ben Simmons drama? Don't care. I don't care about the Ben Simmons drama. Look, when I'll look. The Ben Simmons drama. I don't really look. I hate drama. I hate drama when it comes to players. And the reason being is because it should be about the team. And drama is not a team thing, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of what you're saying. So I heard about it, and I tried not to pay attention to it because, like, sorry, not the Ben Simmons drama, but the sorry, my computer is acting a little weird. Yeah, the Ben Simmons drama. Yeah, I don't care about it. I mean, I honestly, I'll say this: he's inconsistent. He's inconsistent. Plain and simple. Trade him. Just get something good. Just get something good in return. That's it. Trade Ben Simmons, but get something good in return. It's that simple. Other than that, I do not like drama when it comes to players on a team, because regardless of what you're saying, drama never indicates teamwork, ever. So, that's why we saw in the Philadelphia Eagles example, that's why we saw, T.O. and Donovan, end their relationship. T.O. ended up getting suspended. Ike Reese and Jeremiah Trotter got in a fight. I could go on. The list goes on. Like, I don't care. I don't care about I don't care. Trade him because he's inconsistent. He is inconsistent. Find something better. Damien Creative, everybody, this is my father. And welcome him to the chat. He says, sorry, I'm late. That's all right. Dad. Better late than never. I appreciate you for joining in. My prediction for this week, the Eagles win 41 or more to 24. And I know that he's going to have something to say about that. Toxic Falcon says, in my honest opinion, if you can't shoot at least 2 threes, why are you playing basketball? Hey, that's why I only play basketball in private at the park. So, I mean, I probably couldn't even beat Adam Sandler. And actually, Adam Sandler is a good basketball player from what I've heard. Jalen Hurts me says, first coach to be fired this year. Urban Meyer. Damien Creative says it's no holes barred. Okay, so he's been listening longer than we thought. I said no hands barred. Okay. It's good to know. See? Pop is always looking out. Pop is always looking out. It's good to know, guys. Toxic Falcon says, I mean, Ben is 6'10" going against point guard. Like, come on, man. Shoot the ball. Yeah, but that's the thing is like it's he can't. He's inconsistent. King Miro says drama like Carson Wentz and Aaron Rodgers. Drama like Carson Wentz and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's a phenomenal point. Well, here's the thing. Carson Wentz wasn't very like Carson Wentz had a bad like I don't even want to go there. Let's not talk about the past. I don't want to go there. We can talk about I don't want to talk about the Carson Wentz thing. You know what? Fine. You want to talk about it? Sure. Yeah, let's talk about the Carson Wentz thing. Yes, it was like the Carson Wentz drama. It was kind of like that. I was a big supporter of Carson Wentz all last season, even though he was playing horribly. I mean, we went through the most offensive line changes in the NFL history, and the dude continued to get up like a fucking warrior. But the thing was, he played absolutely horribly. So, and he didn't complain. He wasn't blaming it on anybody. He was saying everything that he needed to say. He just wasn't blaming himself. And in Philadelphia, because look, I'm from Philadelphia. I am a Philadelphia fan. I know how crazy we can get. We did get a little crazy because we were like, when is this dude gonna take blame? He was taking blame by not blaming other people because he's the quarterback. But here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers, and here's the difference. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers had more at his disposal, and still has more at his disposal. And Aaron Rodgers looked unenthused, and Aaron Rodgers underperformed, and Aaron Rodgers looked and had the worst game of his career in week 1 last week that he's ever had. And that shouldn't happen. And then on top of that, his coach comes out and says, I should do a better job of having the guys more prepared. And Aaron Rodgers comes out and says, oh, okay, well, if that's the excuse that he wants to go with, as if Aaron Rodgers is offended with what his coach said for the excuse for the reason for why they played so poorly when they lost to the Saints 38-3. Like, why are you offended? Why? Like, I personally, like, after this, like, I've always been a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers. I really have. But after this week and after that press conference, he's acting like a bitter baby. Like, if you want to go spend some time with your super hot superstar movie star wife to be in Shailene Woodley in Hawaii or wherever she is, or if you want to be traded, then demand a trade. The dude clearly does not want to be in Green Bay anymore. And that's it. That's the difference. Carson did it quietly. There was a little bit more humility in what Carson did than what Aaron did. And that's what I have to say on that. And other than that, I don't want to go back in the past because Jalen Hurts is our quarterback now, and Jalen Hurts looked great in week 1, and I hope that Jalen Hurts has great success in week 2 against the San Francisco 49ers. That's it. Damien Creative, my father says Eagles 31, 49ers 24. I love that prediction. I love that prediction. As long as the Eagles score more than 28 points, I think that the defense will hold the opposing team. I mentioned that earlier, and I'm gonna stick to it. King Miro says King Miro says your dad has a better prediction than you. Well, he's been watching a lot more ball than I have for a lot longer time. So I gotta say that. But hey, he raised me right. He raised me right. Jalen Hurtsby says, I say Eagles 84-0. Only in Madden, my man. On rookie. But I play Madden on all Madden, so King Miro says, Jalen, we all know that's not gonna yeah. Damien Creative says they play better in Dallas versus Dallas than they often do at home. It's just very true. It's very true. The Eagles do rise to the occasion when they play their rival teams in their house. Hillary Cummings, welcome to the chat. Hey guys, both my dad and my mom are in the chat. This is cool. Hey mom. My mom says, "Will you watch with me on Sunday?" Of course I will. Of course I will. I've already mentioned that in the chat earlier today. Earlier today. Or earlier in the stream, I mean. So But honestly, guys, I think Jalen Hurts is gonna go off this week. I'm gonna agree with what former wide receiver Nate Burleson said. I honestly do believe that Jalen Hurts is going to have a phenomenal week against the 49ers. We saw what the 49ers defense allowed versus Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions offense this past week. You know, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions almost came back in that game, and I mean, if Jalen looks as good as he did last week, you know, sky's the limit, baby. Sky is the limit. Go Birds. Go Birds. And this is DB Talking now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Guys, if you are gracious enough to donate, you can go to streamlabs.com/DB Talking now, and any of your donations are much appreciated. And just to let you know, any of your donations are redistributed back into the stream so that I can bring you guys better content and things of that nature. So much love and all is appreciated. King Miro says this is awesome. Thank you, brother. You coming back to the chat is awesome. You coming back to I cannot get over it. It's been like 2.5 months since I've heard from you. So you being back in the chat is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Hillary Cummings, my mom says I have the Eagles helmet you left behind at the lodge and I secured our table. See, my mom's already planning ahead. Look at that, guys. Look at that. True Philadelphians. True Philadelphians. Jalen Hurts me says, both mom and dad, you know I had to put this comment up here. Who's better, mom or dad? LOL, JK, JK. They are both phenomenal. They are both phenomenal human beings and both phenomenal parents. And I couldn't have asked for better people to raise me. And so is my stepfather. He's not in the stream right now, but all of my parents and my stepmother as well. All of my parents. I couldn't have asked for better ones. So there's that. But thanks for asking a controversial question. I appreciate that. Hillary Cummings says, "Mom." Yeah, of course, my mom would say, "Mom." So, well, hey guys, I appreciate you guys joining the chat. I have reached the time. I have reached the time limit for the stream tonight. So, but I will be back on with you guys tomorrow, obviously. And so I just want to say, hey guys, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. It was phenomenal for all of you to join in with me tonight, and I cannot wait for this week's round of games, and I look forward to going over them with you. You guys have a beautiful rest of your Friday evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, one love, and go Birds, baby.